If you haven't been watching, you've been missing out.
I'm gonna buy Legos again because like this was so fun.
We watch trials and we do true crime, and so I guess it's a true crime channel. You know, it's mostly trials, and then every once in a while we'll do like random like car chases and
I do love a good car chase. I have seen that on your channel before.
Yeah.
Right, I've been trying to figure out how to best describe your channel.
Yeah, fuck. How do I pitch my channel? I guess I cover a lot of the current drama and stuff that's going on, but predominantly I'm somebody who's kicked around the internet for quite a long time, mostly lurking and things, and I know a lot of the old lore from different communities, so I try and inject quite a lot of that. I do a bit more of the deeper like research and stuff, and I work with someone called Jenny for the channel who's like a very, very good researcher. So kind of lore drama and stuff like that. It's it's good fun.
Why'd you fight so much, I guess my question.
Because the Swedes wouldn't recognize that we are the superior Scandinavians, and they left our crown. The part we were sailing, Kronborg, was built to make sure you could have the Øresundtoll. If you want to trade with all of Northern Europe, you had to sail past that little bit of water. So you could have cannons on both sides and say, well, if you don't pay, we're going to shoot. He tried to win it back so we can have all the money.
And I know she was like sort of kind of running for town council at the time, so maybe she put herself out there, but she wasn't actually on the council. And most of your videos before that were all about the council and the shenanigans going on. And But you start commenting about the junk in her yard and her child and her turtle fascination. Do you regret posting any of that stuff?
No, I don't regret any of that.
It got interesting. Being interviewed and trying to do Lego at the same time, harder than it seems.
I know how to write legally and technically in nonfiction. I can do that. That's kind of my thing. But I want to write this fiction. It's much, much harder for me. So you're asking about character development. What I've done, and it started with an idea. I have imagery, and then I wrote scenes, and then there's characters. But as I develop those characters, I'm thinking about, okay, well, what are their motivations? Why are they doing that? And then I'm putting them together in my imagination, and then they start dialoguing. Let me see if I can find a good paragraph to read for you. This is exclusive. I don't know why you're getting this out of me, but...
Oh, wow. I started in late December of 2022. But one of the reasons is I saw so many people doing this, and I thought to myself, well, if they can, why not me?
He said, if these idiots can do it, I could do it. That's what he was really thinking.
Look at this. It's kind of, I don't know what this was from.
Like, you know when Lego had those like base plates they started doing for the castles and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right around the 90s, and they had like, I looked up how much those sets. That thing's worth like $450 now.
This is the nerdiest stream we've ever done.
So I do bonsai. I collect bonsai trees, and these trees aren't it. they're wrong. These trees they have bad form.
I would consider myself a conspiracy analyst. Yes.
What do you mean by that? What's the difference?
On my channel, we do not call ourselves conspiracy theorists because we're not theorizing anything. We're just taking conspiracies from the past that we know exist, and we're analyzing them to see how they compare with things that are happening now.
Okay.
Because also, term conspiracy theory is a dirty term coined by the CIA after the JFK assassination for people that didn't like the Warren Commission.
Compared all the testimony, pulled it up, and I filmed a video at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Put it out at like 3 a.m. or something like that, and all of a sudden the damn video went viral. 1 point something million views. And what was weird about it was before the subs came, before I even had a channel making content. The virality thing it happens. I don't know how it happens. I'll never be able to figure out how it happened. It just kind of did. But I started really just enjoying continuing giving commentary on these cases. I find that people find interest in law, and what I really liked doing was making the law more approachable, less scary for people to see. So I think that was the goal. So that's how I got started.
I think that I didn't realize just how bad it was until Zach's case, right? This is something that should trouble normal citizens. You're legitimately in a situation where somewhere between how they do fundraising, how they try and build and negotiate political clout, the tactics that they deploy before trial, just like Zach's case, they're releasing false information, they're trying to do character assassination. They're working really hard on changing public opinion before it goes to trial.
My dad was a big talk radio fan, so I would sometimes go down there. I would go down to my dad's room and I would get in bed with him because he would have the radio on at night. And I would fall asleep listening to George Norrie or Art Bell. That was what I would usually fall asleep to, is Art Bell. And I loved it. And I always wanted to work at a radio station. I was listening to WLS, and this ad came on, and it said, "Do you love talk radio? Do you want to be a part of talk radio? If you do, send your resume to such and such." So I dropped everything I was doing. I remember the second I heard it, and I was like, holy shit. And I got my resume together, and I sent it that day with like a cover letter. And I remember saying something in the cover letter about, I've been listening to this station and to these people since I was 12 years old. And I got a call to come interview for the job. He goes, "I really liked your letter." I said, "Did you?" He goes, "I did." And I thought, I need to hire her, I think. Because we're all a bunch of radio nerds, and it was like finding one of your own.
You got to hold several people with it because there's a lot of silk. And silk is very, very strong. It's not quite spider web strength, but it's pretty close.
Torian does a great job too of the way he handles chat.
I do try and emphasize that I'm trying to be an educational channel, so I'm more than happy to answer questions regardless of how many times I've answered them before. I've run across too many people who have tried to learn something and then somebody gets frustrated or yells at them, or it's like, "You're not doing it right." Well, I'm just starting out, and if you don't have the patience for people are not going to want to learn what you want to teach them.
I finally get up to the counter there. I show him my visa. I'm like, "I'm American. I speak English. You speak English. Let's just stamp this thing through." The guy looks at me and he goes, "Rega, arucha spoken," which means 1 minute, breakfast. No!
And then he said something about like a tramp stamp or something, and the girls were like, "Hey, where is that? What's this all about? I'll show you mine if you show me yours." And I'm like, "Whoa, this is not that type of stream."